Serenoa and his stalwart allies prove their mettle against the realm's fiercest warriors before finally facing Sir Maxwell, victor of the previous tourney. After a hard-fought match, the Dawnspear emerges victorious once more. Though beaten in the end, Serenoa's courageous display impresses itself upon all in attendance. Any doubts concerning House Wolffort's martial might are put to rest. Thus marks an end to the tourney and the festivities as a whole. With the spirit of harmony in their hearts, the delegates of each nation make preparations for their return voyages.
Seeing our honored guests
Hello, everyone.
shall be your last lordly duty this day. Now, I remind you.
RPG Game here back with another video of Triangle Strategy. And last video we got our ass handed to us by Sir Maxwell, but
taken lightly. Worry not, Benedict.
let's see how this ends.
They shall be sent off with all the pomp they deserve.
You take to your new role well, Lord Serenoa. As I must now take to my own. Pray, visit me at the mines whenever you have the time.
Farewell, Frederica. May we never meet again.
Thank you for such a productive use of our valuable time. I do so love interminable speeches and watching brutes play at war. Truly, the spirit of Glenbrook was on display for all
God,
to
can I
see.
kill these fuckers? I'm saying this right now. If there's an option to murderize one or both of these, preferably both, hell yeah, I'm gonna convince everyone, be like, no, we're killing these fuckers. Fuck that. We're killing these motherfuckers. Even if Frederica is like, no, we can't do that, they're my family, and be like, I'm gonna take her by the shoulder, look her into the eyes, and say, it has to be done. It has to be done. I'll hold her. I will hold her. I will hide her face within my chest and say, slit their throats. And watch. And if she's all for it, I'll be like, oh, baby. Our wedding night's gonna be so special. Fuck these assholes. Fuck these cunts.
Oh, but I should watch my tongue. Wouldn't want her to go whimpering to brother.
Pay my fool cousin no mind. We have work to do. Work more important than any he could hope to be trusted with.
I apologize for those two. This was a fruitful day for all in attendance.
I am glad to hear you say so, General of Laura.
Why do we have to say goodbye? Shouldn't it be the king saying goodbye with them?
I can't believe we lost. I thought you were supposed to be one of Hyzante's greatest warriors.
Our foe was a worthy one. It would be an honor to cross blades again someday.
You're not bad.
Thank you for your hospitality. Please give my regards to Lord Simone.
I like your design. The guy who was just talking, he reminds me so much of Jafar, and I hate his kniveling face. But hey, he's a good sport.
Of course, Minister.
Fuck Egghead, though. Fuck that Egghead.
It would seem everyone is gathered.
And fuck this guy. You know for damn sure he's evil. Actually, I think
You'll
he
find
is.
your boats are laden with a bounty of Glenbrook's finest wares and victuals. King Regna asks that you eat and drink your fill, and toast to our three nations' newfound alliance.
More of that swill you call wine? I suppose I could force myself to partake.
Your king honors us with his generosity. We shall present these as offerings to the goddess of salt. The Hierophant, too,
okay.
will no doubt be overjoyed.
Okay, forget my saying he looks like Jafar, but I don't know. There's just something about this design I'm not a big fan of. His voice does not fit the design, is what I'm gonna say. Like, his voice does not fit the design for me. It's like, I'm like, what? So, but what can I say? What can I do to show how
Lord
much
Wolffort,
I think about
I bring a
freaking
message from King Regna. He would have you join our guests on their return voyage to serve as their envoy.
This is a great honor, my lord. You would represent our nation and speak with the king's voice.
If it is His Majesty's wish, it is a duty I will gladly accept. But there are 2 vessels and only one of me. Did King Regna say which of our honored guests I should accompany?
He would leave that decision to you, Lord
Oh
Wolffort.
boy.
Lord Falks, as representative of another of Glenbrook's high houses, will board the ship you do not.
And why was House Tellior not given this honor? Last I knew, our kingdom had 3 high houses, not 2.
The mere fact that you whimper those words before us is answer enough. Good show at the tourney, Lord Serenoa. You truly are your father's son.
Oh, yeah, this guy. I know this guy. Yeah, I was like, who is this guy? It's like, oh, yeah, he's the guy that we, that who could either, we either fight, or I think he joins us later in that fight the first time around, or something. I remember him. He's a decent
The king
dude.
has seen fit to leave this decision in your hands, and I shall not gainsay his wisdom.
A lord must be worldly as well as wise. I trust you will conduct yourself as befits the lord of a high house.
Thank you, Sir Maxwell, Lord Falks.
Oh, boy. This is going to be a tough one, huh?
The king has entrusted this decision to you, my lord. I suppose you have an idea as to why.
He means to test my judgment. He is waiting to see which I choose and for what reason.
Indeed. We are friendly with both nations now, so neither choice will earn his ire. That said, there is no telling how these relations may change going forward. No doubt, the choice you make will have an effect on our own house's relationship with the nation you choose.
Okay. I have a feeling this is going... I talked about this briefly in the last video. I have a feeling this is going the way that I thought it was going to... I think this is going the way where it's going to be with the scales. Maybe? I would assume so, but we'll see. I have a feeling so. But this is definitely going to be... This is definitely our... I feel like this is definitely our first pick. This is our first choose... Like, this could be our first scales pick, which I wouldn't be surprised if it is. I would be a little surprised if it's not. If we go with Aesfrost, which is, honestly, that's what I'm leaning a little more towards, is Aesfrost, is more so because of how fucking annoying, how much I hate them. And it's one of those things, like, I feel like if I tail with them, I'll learn a little bit more about them. And then when they inevitably betray us, I'll be like, okay, I know a little bit about you stuff, guys, and I'm gonna fucking murder you. So I feel like it'll be a lot better that way. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes.
I understand. This requires careful consideration. Benedict, gather the others. I would hear their opinions on the matter. Then we shall consult the scales of conviction.
Yep, I was right. This is the scales of conviction.
At once, my lord.
This is the scales of conviction thing. Which I'll definitely make a save before I even talk to anyone. Tavern is now available at the encampment. Sundry shop. Now let's actually go to the encampment. I want to check out both of those shops.
Welcome to the Sundry shop. You can exchange your kudos for special wares here. House Wolffort's always treated me well, If there's aught I can do to repay your kindness, you need only ask. You'll be able to promote unit classes here too. Fear not, I'll let you know when one of your comrades is ready.
At Sunday Shop, you can exchange kudos for items and promote your allies. Alright. The trade post operates not on coin, but kudos. These kudos can be exchanged for all sorts of items, including questries and medals. Questries are commands executed immediately in battle and differ from abilities in 3 key ways. They do not consume a turn, they consume Quistis points, not QP, not TP. Each Quistis may only be used once per battle. Medals are used to promote a unit's class. They come in limited quantities, and new medal will be added as the story progresses. Scroll Tactics, or Secret Tactics Scroll of Heaven. A scroll left in the legendary strategist Balka. Contains tactical information related to cavalry units and hawk riders. I might just get these. Increase your max quizzes point slots by 1, activates the moment you trade for it. In tandem, move any ally's turn to directly after yours. Restore. Recover an ally's HP by 50%, heal status, elements, and restored. Okay. Well, since all these only cost 1, I might as well just get them. And since they're really the only thing I can buy right now. Every unit has a class, and each class is divided into ranks: Recruit, Veteran, and Elite. Promoting a unit will increase both their stats and maximum TP and unlock new acquired abilities. Raising a unit's class also changes their appearance in battle. You can only promote a unit's class if they are at or above the specific level you have the appropriate medal. And you have the appropriate medal. Promoting a unit's class will consume the medal. Which, I'm not at level 10 and I don't have a Medal of Bravery. Wow, it only raised my HP by 1. That's fucking stupid. Cavalryman. Strategist. Ooh, I like her design for that at least. That's a really neat design. I like that. Curist. That's a pretty cute one as well. Ooh. I am a big fan of like the Assassin's class and all that shit, so... I don't have any medals yet. Okay, I'm gonna assume I do get more people. Like, just by this screen alone, I'm gonna assume I get way more people to have. So this, like I said, this definitely reminds me so much of Fire Emblem.
Until next time.
Like, this reminds me so much of Fire Emblem in a good way, and I like it. I'm a big fan of the 2D, 3D, like 2D HD, whatever this thing's called. 2D, 3D, whatever. You know, this is Octopath Traveler like. And I hope, that's what they're going to do with Dragon Quest 2, which I'm very excited for that as well. And I hope, now that all the pixel remasters of Final Fantasies 1 through 6 are released on Steam, that they'll be like, okay, we're going to release them all on Switch and PlayStation and all that shit. So I'd love to, like, Final Fantasies 1 through 6 are the only ones I've never played. I played 7 and up, besides 11, but that's another story. So, and if they do come out for PlayStation, you know damn well I'm going to play them all. And I will do a mega live stream where I'd be like, all right, guys, it's time for me to platinum all Final Fantasy 1 through 14 or 15. Hell, even 16. I'll be like, let's platinum all. Let's platinum Final Fantasy 1 through 16 minus 11. And wow. It's still strange that Final Fantasy 13 is not on, like, current-gen consoles yet. I'm sure it will be. So, yeah. Alright, the tavern. Let's see what's at the tavern. Welcome. If it isn't Lord Serenoa, welcome to the encampment tavern. Wolffort soldiers will have a place to relax so long as I'm around, and I plan on sticking with you to the end. Perhaps you ought to consider dropping in for a drink and a chat every so often, too, my lord. Can exchange in mental mock battles at the tavern. Each battle is different, so choose one that best suits your aims. Okay. So mock battles. Okay. There's a couple. I'm not going to do these now. These will be stuff I'd probably do off screen. I'm curious if this is basically like if I can keep doing these over and over again to raise my stuff up, or if it's a one and done thing. If it's a one and done thing, that really sucks, because I'd really like to, you know, keep leveling up, you know. But I somewhat would understand if it's a one and done. It sucked, but I get it. If it's a thing I can do over and over again, sign me the fuck up, because then I can just keep raising everyone's raising everyone's level. But this is something I'm definitely doing off screen, so don't be a stranger. Do you have anything new? This also, like, yeah, I think these are, like, the weapon ranks are also for, like, I feel like I can't, even though I just need the materials and the money, I feel like they still won't let me get those weapon ranks until I'm at my next class or whatever. Nah, nothing for now. I'm curious, though, like, if I buy, say I buy this stuff, all this stuff, and say I did, like, story bits, and I come to the encampment afterwards. I think good. I didn't really need any of that stuff, but I do have an HP ring. Who should I give that to? No. Or did I already give the HP ring to someone? Alright, who has a low amount of HP, and I feel like they definitely need it? 76, 73. Let's give her the... How do I give you... Let's give you the HP ring. All right. Let's consult the scales of conviction. Oh.
It seems your first test as Lord has come. 'Tis no small matter either.
Indeed, but I needn't face it alone. I would ask each of you where you think
So
we
yeah, I
should
talked
go
about the Pokemon
and
stuff
why.
in the last video, but like
State
I'm
your
looking at
case
the
before the scales of conviction. Then we shall
the
decide our
starters.
destination.
They're not bad,
We take a vote and the consensus determines our action. Is that it?
but I'm like,
That is correct.
it'll take a little
So long as my
bit of getting
allies
used
walk
to.
by my side, their opinions carry equal weight to mine. Such is the way of House Wolffort. As Lord, I shall bear the weight of consequence for the Scales' decision, whatsoever they may be.
You are more serious than usual, my friend.
He understands what it means to be Lord of his house.
Well, I hope you have room for a stowaway, because I'm going to. In secret, of course. I trust the new Lord Wolffort will handle the ponderous negotiations and diplomacy with grace.
Your Highness, you cannot be...
You may stay ashore if you wish, Huette.
You know I cannot allow that. If you insist on going, then I shall attend you.
Well then, it would seem the matter is settled.
There is exactly one coin for each of us.
It seems fate has conspired to bring balance to our proceedings.
How curious.
curious. I see it as a sign that the heavens approve of my joining you.
You are ever the optimist, my friend.
Shall we proceed, my lord? One coin, one vote.
Very well. I would hear each of your thoughts on the matter in turn. Then you shall place your coin upon the scales of conviction and illuminate the road ahead.
Aesfrost or Hyzante? Would that be that time to visit both? Although I may not have my own token of conviction, it is my duty to lend an ear to their arguments. And an exchange of opinions will hopefully lead to decisions that satisfies all who vote. The path of the story will be determined by the consensus of your party as played throughout voting scenes. Okay, yep. I think this, so in the last part I kind of mentioned, like, because we had like a choice, like we had 3 things to pick from. I don't think those paths don't do anything for the story. I think it all depends of here. And they don't seem to happen every chapter, so that's a good thing. Again, I'm curious like how many chapters there are. And if like say, so this is our first one, of course. And say like the next one, like if I choose to go to Aerofrost, our next one happens on like chapter 5. Let's just say our next scales of conviction thing happens on chapter 5. But if I choose to go to the other place, our next scales go on chapter 6. I don't think that's the case. I think all the scale conviction things will always happen on every single on the same chapter, regardless of what path we took. So if we pick path A in this one, our next one will have it at like just tossing out there chapter 6. If we choose path B, next one chapter 6 as well. But this is where it gets so, and I mentioned this before, so I'll talk a little more in depth. So here is the diverging paths, you know, but the diverging paths will also have more diverging paths. So I'm curious like how many of these scales of conviction scenes there are. I feel like there can't be that many, because then I feel like there'll be so many endings. Let's just say off the top of my head there is let's just say there's 15 chapters. Okay, there's 15 chapters. Scales of conviction scenes happen every 3 chapters, because this is happening on chapter 3. So that means there's at least 5 scales of conviction scenes. So we'll have one on chapter 3, chapter 6, 9, 12, 15. And 15 being the final chapter. So God, that's so many endings. Like, because you get 2, if you get 2 paths for every single thing. So, God, it's so hard to do this without like a piece of paper. Okay, let's see here. I mean, this is not going to help because you guys can't see it, but it's going to help me. So, we are at our starting point. So then we split and split. So we go that way and that way. Then we get another turning point at each of them. So that's our second one. And they split, 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 and split. Split. Oh shit, no, I fucked that up. Fuck. Hold on. Fucked it up. Fucked it up on one. And then they will split. They will split. And they will split. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Damn, okay, I've only done it 4 times and there's already like 16 outcomes and then you just like double. Damn, okay. I have no idea then. I have no idea. Oh shit. I don't wanna do that. Like, that is just so many outcomes. And I'm scared. Like, I'm scared of that. I'm scared of, like, how many... I guess it depends on how many chapters there are, you know? So... But, yeah. The path that determines each arouse will cast their vote according to his or her own convictions. As the player, you will be bound to the decision of the majority. However, we can sway them. Before voting commences, you may attempt to persuade the others to change their minds. Whether or not your attempt succeeds will only be revealed when the votes are cast. The strength of Serenoa's convictions will affect the chance of success. Doubtless Aesfrost will be a close partner in the days ahead. The key to winning over your party is gathering the necessary information beforehand. That information may not always be found in the same room where the votes are cast. So be proactive in talking to everyone you meet on your journey. Okay, yeah. This also helps with our last part as well when we were out walking about and we got some of this stuff. So oh, our lady wants to not go to Aesfrost. Prince Valley and Minister Patricia are waiting to see off our esteemed guests. They said to ask them if you have any questions on the matter. King Regana expects great things of you, Lord Serenoa. If there's anything I can do to be of service, simply say the word. Would you like to learn more about the holy state of Hyzante? I know they lay claim to the source and thus all Norzelia's salt. More about Frederick's home. I hear the Grand Duchy of Aesfrost is known for this. I hear more about our home of Glenbrook. Are there any problems I should be aware of? But of course, your curiosity is only natural, seeing as your descendants shares a border with the holy state itself. Hyzante is a very devout nation that reserves the goddess of salt and her teachings. The citizens are her followers, and they are led by her oracle, the Hierophant, along with the rest of the Saintly Seven. Hyzante itself is mostly a desert wasteland with the exception of the source. They claim complete ownership over the salt within, declaring it to be a divine boon from the goddess, therefore making it Norzelia's most wealthy and powerful nation. I heard that the people there enjoy peaceful and prosperous lives. You heard right, but appearances can sometimes be deceiving. As you may already know, it is probably best not to take a Roselian like Lady Frederica should you choose to go to Hyzante. Pray forgive me, I forget myself sometimes. I hope my foolish ramblings have not clouded your judgment. The decision is yours to make, Lord Serenoa, and I'm sure you will choose most wisely. So even though she wants to go to the state of Hyzante. Oh, and we do have one undecided person, so... Lord Wolffort, I know your position as head of your house comes with many responsibilities. But being party to Roland's fancies is not one of them. I hope you understand that. Roland's doing what he can for the kingdom of his own way. And his older brother, I'm sure you can see that. Well, maybe a prince, but he's also like a brother to me. I swear to do all I can to serve the crown. You should concern Prince Franny and hope that you and I can be friends as well, just like our fathers before us. Yeah, this one seems a little like backhanded complimentary somewhat in a way. It's like, oh, he's doing all he can. As your brother, I hope you can see it that way. This one's kind of like, yeah, he's like, I swear I'll do all I can to serve the crown. This one's kind of like, you know, let's boost his ego a little bit. cannot win my favor as you have my brothers. House Wolffort may be a vessel to the crown, but they also possess a very special power. Closing up to the royal family will do nothing but arouse needless suspicion. My apologies, I'll be more cautious of the boundaries between the high houses and the crown for the sake of the kingdom. I'm glad we have an understanding. I hope you know that I acknowledge both the power and good faith of House Wolffort. Pray do not fan the flames of my brother's foolishness any further. Fuck you! You piece of shit. Fuck you! You garbage bastard. Fuck you.
Lord Serenoa.
Aesfrost soldiers are said to be among the strongest of all Norzelia. However, that is only hearsay. I need to judge them for myself. This one
Lord Serenoa.
Aesfrost or Hyzante makes no difference to me. Where you go, I shall follow. Still, I would like to hear your thoughts on the matter, my lord. Okay, so she's kind of like... She's like either or, so she doesn't really matter. Somewhat.
Lord Serenoa.
Hyzante's Ministries of Medicine is said to be a beacon of progress in both medicine and magic. I believe we could benefit greatly from seeing the fruits of their knowledge with our own eyes. I like that as well. It may take effort, but they can be swayed. So she's kind of like... She can't be persuaded.
Lord Serenoa.
She could be persuaded if I wanted to go to Hyzante. What about you?
Say.
Doubtless Aesfrost will be a close partner in the days ahead. It would be wise to see how they live, don't you think? Okay, he's kind of like in the middle as well. It's like not a big persuasion one. What about you? I'm curious about you.
Listen, lad.
Can't very well say Hyzante holds much appeal to me. Sorcery and Extreme are too clear by half. I'm sure the people of Aesfrost will give a warm reception, even if their weather won't. I have better luck talking to a stone wall. Ooh, okay, so he's very convinced to, like, not go. I'm going to save the wifey for last, because I feel like she's also going to be the one who's going to take some not convincing to go. I feel like she's going to be the one that'll be like, yeah, you can't convince me I do not want to go back to Aesfrost because fuck that place. And I would not blame her. I would not blame her.
Lord Serenoa.
Till now, Frederica's position has offered her a few chances to visit Hyzante. Deepening your relations with the Holy State would doubtless be your benefit as well. Why not use this opportunity to let Frederica realize a long-held wish in the meantime? Ooh, okay. This one. Okay, that alone kind of makes me want to go there now. That alone kind of makes me want to go there. But I want to hear your reasonings, dear.
Serenoa.
I've always wondered when I might visit the country where my mother was born. How did she spend her youth? I'd very much like to see. Okay. Alrighty, you've persuaded me.
Lord
We're
Serenoa.
going to Hyzante. Though I'm gonna feel like a giant jerk. Okay, this is another thing. Like, I kind of like this game, but this is why I guess it all depends on how long this game is. When it comes to these scales of convictions, that's why I think I'll only ever do like one playthrough of it, on screen anyway. Off screen, I'll fucking do whatever. And that's actually a unique thing too. Is like this could be a good opportunity, much like 13 Sentinels, in the way that you can play it however you want. Same with this one. I feel like you can play your choices however you want, and that will change the story outcome. I feel like there will be no two playthroughs that the same. Like, me and someone else playing this game will not have the same experience. Like, they could be like, nah, fuck my fiance. We're going to Aesfrost. We're going there. I could totally get some, like, I hate that because me personally, I was like, okay, She wants to know where her mother was, and not only that, she's never been there, and that's such and such. But at the same time, we just talked to that one guy saying bringing someone like her may be a bit tricky. So I can kind of see why we won't want to do that. But I digress. Either way, that's what I kind of like about this game. Is like there will be no two playthroughs the exact same unless they are like following, like unless someone's watching me and playing it the exact same way I'm playing it. So, which don't like play. If you want to play along with me, go ahead, play along with me, but don't pick the same things that I picked just because of me. Like you'd be like, yeah, I get where you're coming from, but I feel like it's more better if we go here instead. And it's like, okay, that's fine. All right, well, we go to Hyzante. So Hyzante is the nation of salt and sand. Do you have a reason to go there? Yes, because we learned about the Ministry of Medicine. Here everyone's treated as equals. I would see the truth of that claim. I can scarce imagine so much sand. I can see it with my own eyes. I wish to see what miracles are performed in the Ministry. Let's go with this one, because this one was
Indeed.
like... I see. I hear the feats performed there beggar belief. Any knowledge we could gain would surely come in handy during times of need. Thank you for sharing, my lord. I see now why you wish to visit Hyzante. Deep in thought, but I'm going to assume that she's going to go there.
Lord Serenoa.
Hyzante has its charms as well, I'm sure. What appeals it to you, my lord? Ah! There we are. They said the skills of the mages is unequal. Wouldn't you like to test your skill against such warriors? If this is the source, there's nothing else like it in the world. You see how their touted quality works in practice for now. Okay, nope. As soon as you pick the persuasion, you cannot back down.
Quite true.
I've heard the same. What magic I have seen is impressive enough. I can scarce imagine what a true master could do. I should like to try my hand against one in mock combat, if available. My bow against their spells.
Okay.
Thank you, my lord. I suppose there may be some merit to visiting Hyzante. Okay. Ooh, now she's undecided, though.
Say.
Reasons have you for wanting to visit Hyzante? I just have a feeling the salt from the source has made them prosperous. I would be interested in seeing how their wealth... This is another thing, like, I'm so, like... With these things unlocking, is this really, like... If the other two... Could it be, like... If you pick those other two options, it's like, nope. They're like, yeah, I get that. We'll see. Or is it always going to be, like, nope, no matter what. It's like, if I pick those two other options, besides the one that was always locked, is the one that's always, like... I feel like that's a bit tricky. Like, not even tricky, but it's like... I don't know the proper word for it, but undermined. Feels a little undermined that it's like, oh, hey. I want to go here because I heard about this thing and such. And it's like, oh, that's interesting. But then if you didn't have that, it's like, oh, you can never convince them because you didn't have that thing. So, I don't know. Undermine may not be the right word for it, but oh well. See, a society where everyone's treated as equals.
Certainly.
This would definitely get that. Indeed, they say Hyzante is a country without kings or nobles. It's hard to imagine. But why imagine when we could see it with our own eyes? An interesting proposal. I wonder what everyone else thinks. You've given me much to consider, friend. Yeah, see, now I have 3 people deep in thought. I feel like I can't really convince him to not go. I could like, these two are from there, so I probably don't see a yeah. Let's commence the voting. So I don't have a coin, do I?
It is time to cast our votes.
Is it only
Do we
these
journey
guys?
to the Grand Duchy of Aesfrost or the Holy State of Hyzante? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
You've convinced me.
If that is your wish, then so be it. Hyzante is just as good as Aesfrost. I wonder if it's only the people that I've talked to will be like,
You have my vote.
My lord goes, I follow.
I changed my mind.
Hyzante has its charms, I admit. Charms I mean to see for myself. Okay, yeah, I think... Seems like the only people that, like, ever talk to you here are the ones for...
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
Should you be... I mean...
The way forward is decided.
Magic's okay. Like, how does this work? Like, this is a magic scale. This is like one of those things that's like, hey... Or do they really put, it's like, hey, put it in left one for this place, right one for this place? I don't know. It's a weird thing.
We journey to Hyzante.
I wish there's a way I can see my convictions, because it's like, oh, your convictions are strengthened. Your convictions are strengthened. It's like, motherfucker, let me see my convictions, bitch.
We have decided. We set sail for the holy state of Hyzante. Whether or not it proves to be the right choice will depend on our actions. I trust in you all.
We are ready to set sail, Lord Patriot.
Very good, my lord. When you pay respects to the Holy One and the Saintly Seven, remember that you do so on behalf of our king.
Fuck you.
Lord Serenoa, we are honored that you would choose to grace our nation with your presence. That said, I must offer you a warning as well.
It may be in Lady Frederica's best interests to remain here in Glenbrook. I fear there may be some complications were she to come to Hyzante.
Huh?
She is half-sister to the Archduke and my betrothed besides. What complications could there possibly be?
None, if I had any say in it. However, the matter is more delicate than that.
Your lady's hair would draw attention. Unfortunately, none of it favorable.
My mother's hair. The pink locks of the Roselle. Mother once told me of how her people fled Hyzante.
Then you know how the Roselle are viewed in our nation. How the gospel of the goddess regards them as sinners.
Yes, I do. But I am from Aesfrost, and I assure you I have committed no sins.
Of course, my lady. Very well then. I will do all in my power to see your visit is a pleasant one.
Thank you. Pray forgive my outburst.
You've no need to apologize. Still, I must ask, are you certain?
I must go. I would see with my own eyes. See where and how my mother and her people suffered.
Is that it? That's it? Okay. Now let's save down here.
By order of King Regna, Serenoa escorts their esteemed guests back home, beyond the forest and over the mountains to a vast sand-swept land. Before long, a grand wall of stone rises before them. Known as the Goddess's Shield, behind it lies the source, Norzelia's only supply of salt. Upon the lake shores of the source, towers a giant likeness of the goddess, ever watching over the flourishing city and the palace below. This is the holy state of Hyzante.
Oh, chapter 3, part 2. Okay. Okay, I was scared. I was like, well, I guess that's the end of this then, but no, okay.
I had heard tales of the goddess's shield, but its grandeur surpasses even my imagination.
It protected the holy state from both Glenbrook and Aesfrost during the war. None in history have succeeded in breaching it. Do you think you might fare better, Lord Serenoa?
I think penetrating these walls would be nigh impossible.
A most courteous answer. I should have expected as much.
What's that sound?
Could this be?
Is this the hour of worship I've heard so much about?
Indeed. Hyzantians offer their prayers up to the goddess's statue every day. They thank her for her blessing, for bestowing us with the source, from which all Norzelia's salt is harvested.
To see every citizen pray is astonishing.
And a little offsetting.
The goddess truly is at the center of all Hyzante, just as the stories say.
Even so, are there none who'd use this time of worship to rob their fellow citizens?
There are none so misguided among the goddess's believers.
All Hyzantians are guaranteed food, clothing, and shelter. The holy state has done everything in its power to eliminate poverty and ensure equality. As a result, no one envies others or craves riches for selfish reasons.
Certainly, if everyone were equal, there would be naught to fight about.
But achieving absolute equality is impossible.
The words of an unbeliever. The goddess showers her blessings fairly upon all who follow her teachings.
No, I agree. True equality is never going to be achievable.
Before we visit the Hierophant, there is one thing I must tell you about Lady Frederica.
Under normal circumstances, the head of our nation would not permit an audience with one of Rosellan extract. We have explained the circumstances, however, and she has been granted special permission to enter the palace as an envoy.
That said, we would ask that Lady Frederica remain silent before the Holy One.
Silent? Why?
I reiterate that typically she would not be so much as allowed to attend. We ask for your understanding of our creed.
You mean to treat one of Glenbrook's delegates as if she weren't even there?
Prince Roland, you are here in secret. It would not do for you to gainsay another nation's religious creed. I have no objections.
My apologies.
You needn't apologize. Let us do what we came here for.
We appreciate your understanding. Now then, let us show you to the palace.
Uh-huh.
old guy again. Fuck you.
That is where the Hierophant resides.
The Hierophant imparts us with the goddess's divine messages. None are allowed to look upon the Holy One's face. None save Minister Edor, who conveys their divine words to us.
Ah, of course, it's one of those things.
Pardon our intrusion. Lord Serenoa Wolffort of Glenbrook has escorted us home on behalf of King Regna.
The Hierophant speaks to you.
Does they? Do they? I don't hear anything. Fuck you. There's no one in there. There's no one in there. There's no one in there. Or there is someone in there, but they're dead
Serenoa
or something.
Wolffort, we thank you for your gracious gesture.
This is going to be something that we find out at some point. It's like, oh, what the fuck? You know, it's going to be like a big thing.
We are overjoyed and humbled that you have chosen to grace our nation with your presence.
What happens when you need to pick a new Hierophant, huh? What happens then? Be like, oh, you can't be looking upon my face, but be like, I know who the Hierophant is. You took my child or whatever. It's like, what the fuck?
I am unworthy of such high praise, but honored nonetheless.
House Wolffort and Hyzante have shared a deep bond ever since the Saltiron War. On behalf of the Saintly Seven, it is my wish that our friendship will be as strong as it was with your Lord Father.
So the Saintly Seven, is it these 6 that we see right there in front of us, and the Hierophant is the 7th? Are they the Saintly Seven?
But of course, I strive to one day measure up to his greatness.
You will also, in time, succeed Lord Simon as advisor to the mining venture, I hear. The Hierophant would hear your true thoughts on the endeavor.
I think a significant stepping stone toward peace between the 3 nations. I think it's a valuable endeavor that will fairly profit everyone. Fear the intentions of the 3 nations are not aligned. I sense a storm is brewing on the horizon. Wow, way to be fucking optimistic there, dummy. I mean, obviously, this is what's gonna happen, is this bottom one. Obviously, but I don't want to be like that way. Stepping stone towards peace between the 3 nations. I think I said something similar to that before with something. It's a valuable endeavor that will fairly profit. Let's just go with this one.
I think it a significant stepping stone toward peace between the 3 nations.
A safe reply, to say the least, Lord Serenoa.
Fuck you.
It is an ideal that I can only hope is shared by all those involved.
If I might ask, what is the ideal to which the Holy One aspires?
I would share the goddess's blessing with all of Norzelia. The Holy One wishes for a world where people are equal.
Fucking cold.
The goddess always watches over those who believe in her. May you all receive her divine protection.
There's a couple of reasons why I do not trust this religion. One, this is a JRPG. Religion is always the thing that's like never to be trusted. Two, this is a Square Enix game. Religion is usually the thing that's never to be trusted. Three, this is a cult mentality right there that she's like, oh, I want to share all of it with everyone. Like, I don't know about that one, Chief. And four, religion is usually the big bad guy. Maybe not the big bad guy, but it leads to the big bad guy. So never trust religion in video games. Never do. Even if you're a part of them at some point, you're the bad guy.
Secret. But there's something I must ask you. I have heard that the people of Hyzante live in equality. They say the goddess showers blessings upon those who follow her teachings. But is that the only reason?
Oh, a studious one you are, Prince Roland. King Regna has raised you well.
He didn't raise me at all.
Of course, the goddess's teachings are at the core of the equality our citizens enjoy. But there are many measures taken by the Holy State to ensure the happiness of our people.
Minister Lila's Ministry of Medicine, which dedicates itself to the study of preserving life, is another example of this. The results of their research have allowed many people to overcome illness and injury and live long, healthy lives.
Fascinating. I would like to hear more about Hyzante's medical discoveries.
I see we managed to pique your interest. Minister Lila, I leave our guests in your capable hands. Pray, show them around the ministry and let them admire Hyzante's pursuit of life and magic.
Alright, this is an expansion. Is there anything else? Is there a meanwhile? Yeah, there's a meanwhile.
Brother, where is Roland? I've yet to see him today.
And you shan't, for he has left. Took it upon himself to join the mission abroad.
He did? I see.
Again, prioritizing his personal wishes above his station. Is there no end to his selfishness?
You haven't any love for him, have you?
Love. I would rather think of him as little as humanly possible.
How can you say that? He's family.
Royal family, and our duty is to the crown above all. Do
God!
not look to Roland for inspiration if you wish to carry yourself in a manner befitting your station, dear Cordelia.
Religion being the top #1 piece of shit. The second one is always kingdoms like this. Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. Let's just burn all 3 places down and just keep Wolffort up. It's like, fuck you guys. This guy's a motherfucker. Oh, that was a short one. I'm curious. Let's go to the encampment because I'm curious about something. Did you get restocked? You did not. Okay. Maybe it's because we need to like do a fight or something. I don't know. No, damn it. Okay. All right. So. Yeah, see, this is exactly what I was talking about. It's like here, bop, 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 and then you go wham. Or you go wham. Up. So. Very interesting. Let's look at my notes. Now I might as well save here. Okay, guys. I think that's going to do it for this part of Let's Play Triangle Strategy. I know it's a little bit on the short side. I know there's no combat again. But I feel like the next thing we'll do is the next formulation and then combat, and then it's over. So, yeah, that's going to do it for this part of Let's Play Triangle Strategy, guys. In the next part, we will we'll see what happens. We will explore Hyzante, however you pronounce it, and we'll go from there. But thank you all so much for watching this video. Guys, if you liked the video, please give that like button a click, and comment down below what you guys like about the video, didn't like about the video, and let me know, guys, what do you think of, what decision would you have gone with? Would you have visited, Aesfrost or visit Hyzante? Let me know. As always, guys, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a beat. As subscribe to the main channel too, that's in the description below. As well as find me on Twitter. Both of my main Twitter, the RG Kim Kid Twitter, are in there too. Thank you all so much for watching once again. And I'll see you all next time.